Hey, it's a beautiful day in Casino Meister land, and man, do we have a bitchin' show for you today. Yes, sirree, Bob. So, here we are, still affected by the COVID-19, mainly affected by the travel restrictions and watching the world economies tank. Scary times for loads of people, and my heart goes out to them, really. I was here a couple of months ago talking about the books on my shelf, and which a number of you had shown some interest in. Kudos for you. And here I am again. Yeah, hair is a bit longer. Yeah, haven't mustered up the strength or the willingness really to visit my hairdresser, but yeah, there you have it. And strange times in the USA. With the pandemic, which, by the way, Europe has pretty much gotten under control. Yeah, and pandemic, right? And only in the States is wearing a mask a political issue. I don't get it. I don't get the resistance of wearing a mask. All you're doing is showing kindness and consideration towards your fellow human beings, and yet, people are becoming violent, attacking one another, shooting each other over wearing a piece of cloth over your face. Wow. Only in the U.S. And I was in the U.S. in June working on my ranch, and I social distanced and wore my mask whenever I was in public, indoors. And there were signs on most of the stores, like masks are mandatory, and yet you'd see folks walking around without a mask. Mostly, young teenagers who don't give a flying rat's ass anyway, and families of hillbilly-looking mofos who, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. For me, it's a disgrace. It just goes to show the lack of togetherness we have as a nation, the absence of a willingness to be inconvenienced for the common good. Like the World War II spirit of we're going to beat the Nazis and fascism with everything we've got. Wartime rationing. During these war times, back in during World War II, cars, tires, gasoline, fuel, oil, coal, firewood, nylon and silk, and even shoes were rationed. You needed a ration card, stamps to buy meat, dairy products, coffee, fruit, jams, jellies, lard, and even shortening and cooking oil. You didn't see armed protesters storming city halls or screaming in people's faces about their rights being taken away. Boo fucking who. Or that the war was a hoax. People bonded. They bonded together. They joined one another. Small sacrifices for the common good. And all we ask now is wear a freaking mask. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I was in Vons in June in California, and I asked the manager, who of course was wearing a mask, why people were, why were they allowed to be walking around in the store without a mask on? And he told me, there was nothing he could do about it, since there was no law. And he seemed, just as frustrated as I was. And it's such bullshit. They don't allow smoking in stores for the same thing. It affects other people's health. And this is a freaking pandemic, and people are they're dying. By not wearing a mask, you're disrespecting others. You're showing a lack of discipline, a lack of understanding science, lack of intelligence, and a total disregard for your fellow human beings. That was my rant. One last thing, if you're watching from the US and you're not registered to vote, please register today and get involved. Get out there and vote. Get your friends and your family to vote. And vote your conscience, right? And that's all I got to say about that. So, what's new at Casino Meister? Well, lots of stuff. We have a new layout for the main site. Not the forum section, right? Mind you, it's just the rest of the website. You should check it out. The tech guys have been working really hard at this, so check it out and say, whoa, looks freaking awesome, because it does. Yeah. And that's right, it's time of the year for the Bierfest. We are celebrating 22 years online. That's right, Casino Meister has been online for 22 years. That's a pretty long time to be dealing with online casinos and players and the casino industry. That's why I drink. And this is why I should join our Bierfest. So here's the deal. First person to tell me what this image is and what it has to do with Casino Meister will win $50 worth of delicious Bavarian beer, or a $50 Amazon coupon. Depends if you're in a beer-friendly zone, right? Or maybe you don't drink beer. Regardless, tell me what this image is and what it has to do with Casino Meister, and you could be a winner. So, post your answer in a forum. The first person who gets it right is the winner. One guess per member. So, there you have it. Other than that, have an awesome weekend. Stay healthy and be cool.